Thank you guys for hopping on our team call tonight. I'm super excited because this is not only my team call, Team Supercharged, but it's also Abby's team, who will be joining us on this entire team call. And the topic is really exciting too. We're talking about how to build to Emerald if you're not already Emerald, and then how to help your team build to Emerald and how to help them build Emerald coaches. And getting to Emerald really isn't as complicated as it seems, but it's one of the first steps to really hitting success in your business and proving that you're a leader and you're in this for the long haul and ready to build a team. So I guess I'll just introduce myself first for Abby's team that doesn't know me, and for some of the new coaches on my team as well. I started coaching in October of 2013, so I've been a coach for about 2.5 years now. And I am a 2015 Premier Coach and currently a 5-star Diamond, 7-star qualifying. I'm a Success Club 10 legend, and I think those are all the stats about me. But one of my favorite things, if I had to choose a favorite topic of what I love to do as a Beachbody coach, is working with my team. So, and helping them specifically strategize to advance rank and to reach their goals. So team calls are like my favorite thing to do in general. And the fact that this team call is about helping you guys succeed makes me even more excited. So Abby, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, yeah. I'm excited to join forces tonight with Sam, and we just have some great information to bring to the table. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Abbey Walsh, and I've been coaching for about the same amount of time as Sam, about 2.5 years. And I was a 2015 5-star elite coach, and I'm a Success Club 5 legend and a Success Club 10 all-star. And I agree with Sam. One of my favorite things to do is not to advance my business, but to help my coaches advance their business. That's what really brings me joy in this business, is building leaders and helping people really tap into their potential. Because absolutely every single one of you on this call now, or anybody who listens to this call in the future, we all have what it takes to be successful as a coach. You just have to believe it and go after it, and then you see it. So I'm excited to bring this topic to you tonight. And we're going to start tonight with Sam and I kind of just sharing how we got to Emerald first. It's important, I think, for us to track back and see, how did we hit Emerald? When we were talking yesterday, her and I had a little chat where we broke down what we were going to talk about today on this call. And, we both had to sit there and think for a second, how did we get to Emerald? Who were our first 2 coaches? It's important to bring it back to that and share that with you guys today. So I'll start since I'm talking. But whenever I first signed up to be a coach, for those of you who don't know this about me, I signed up for the discount only. I didn't know what Beachbody was, and we're going to talk about customer leads later. I was a lead. I signed up on Beachbody.com as a coach right out of the get-go because I saw it was cheaper to buy Shakeology that way. So once I started learning a little bit more about the business, and I'm just a competitive person, I didn't really plan on doing anything with this, but when I heard Emerald was 2 coaches, I thought, well, I better get there. I better do that. That's like what I should do in this. So how I got 2 coaches was I had my husband sign up to be a coach. He was one of my coaches. And then I had a girl that worked with me sign up to be a coach, and she no longer is a coach. So why I bring that up is that later we're going to talk about all the different ways you can get to Emerald. And you have to think about Emerald as just a stepping stone to get you moving in your business. You don't have to really think long term. We can think short term when it comes to initially hitting that goal of Emerald. Then we think long term when we're talking about building to be a sustainable Emerald coach. But that girl kind of did me a favor and signed up to be a coach back then. And she's no longer a coach. She hasn't been a coach since like 3 months into my business. So just know that the possibilities are endless, and we're going to talk about a million different ways to get to Emerald tonight. Sam, you want to share how you hit Emerald?
Yes. I really was thinking, who were my first 2 coaches? I don't remember. So I went back and looked, and it's really interesting because I guess before I talk about Emerald, I signed up in October 15th. And I had told myself I wanted to wait until November because I was just about to go on a trip with my full-time job. It was a 2-week trip to China, Korea, and Japan. And I was like, why would I sign up right now, or I'm going to be insanely busy? But I was like so pumped for my results from Turbo Fire, and I just like was on this high of like the community and everything. So I decided to jump in. But I really didn't start working my business until November 1st-ish. And my first coach was my now fiance. I signed him up with a challenge pack. And then my second coach was a coach you may know. It's Ashley LaSure. But at the time, she actually just hit 4-star today. So go, Ashley. And at the time, though, she didn't sign up with a challenge pack. She signed up with Hip Hop Abs, which isn't enough PV to make her active. So at that point, I still wasn't an Emerald. And so Ashley, by the way, was a high school friend. We hadn't talked in, I think, 7 years. But I reached out to her because I knew that at one point we were close on our cheerleading team, and I thought she might be interested, and she was. But again, she wasn't active, and so I reached out to a girl that I went to college with who was just an acquaintance. We never hung out. We never went to parties together, but I knew that she played field hockey, and I did soccer and cheerleading, so I just kind of bonded with her over fitness and what she's doing now after college. And she did sign up with a challenge pack. She also is no longer a coach. So kind of like Abby was saying, she helped me get to my first goal, but she's not there now. But I have a thriving team now. So really, Emerald is just a stepping stone and will help you progress into a leadership role. Do you want to hop into the PowerPoint that we have?
Awesome. Yeah. So I'm going to share the screen here and hit play on this PowerPoint. Can everybody see that? Yeah, good. I can't see Sam anymore. So Sam, I hope you're unmuted. So to start things off, we're just going to talk about what it is to be an Emerald coach, in case any of you on here are not Emerald and maybe you're brand new and you don't really know what that means. How we achieve the rank of Emerald is just you as a coach with 50 personal volume points. That makes you active. And then as a coach, we have 2 legs, just like a person. We have a right leg and a left leg. And we have to sign a coach up on each side with 50 personal volume points. So when you have 2 active coaches, one on the right, one on the left, and you're active yourself, you achieve the rank of Emerald. All right. Sam, you take this first one, right?
Yep. So here we're just going to jump right into giving you guys strategies on how you can hit Emerald in your business if you're not yet there. So the very first tip that we have is decide to go for it. Emerald is not going to fall in your lap. This is an active decision where you need to say, do I want to be a leader in my business? Do I want to make a solid income out of my organization? And am I going to put in the work to do that? So you just have to decide that Emerald is going to be one of your first goals. Another tip is give yourself a date to reach it. And along with this, I want to mention that Emerald really is not, it shouldn't be hard to achieve. So don't give yourself a date of 3 months to reach it. I'd say that my coaches typically hit Emerald within 2 to 4 weeks. And I myself did it within my first month. But with the training we have available now, 2.5 years later, I think it's possible to do it in your first week for sure. So give yourself a date that you'd like to reach Emerald. Another tip is sign your spouse or your sibling or your parent or your best friend. The reason we say this is because not only will you get 2 more Success Club points, which if it's your first month, you're basically almost halfway to Success Club at that point. Also, you get another program if it's your spouse and you get to use it. You also can control this account. So you can, if you need that person to be active, you can always make sure that that person is active. Or if you no longer need him to be active, then you can kind of be a placeholder almost. And also, when you start growing a business, especially to Diamond, you're thinking of 1-star and 2-star, you can grow that business of your spouse, sibling, parent, best friend, and that's an extra income for you, especially if that's your spouse and you're sharing the income that you get from that. Your income will grow exponentially having that person there. For your second coach, we suggest signing a discount coach. Discount coaches are pretty easy to get, especially when you go about it in the way that you have already invited them to one of your fitness groups. You've learned about their goals. You have talked about what they're looking for, what their nutrition is like, all of that. You suggest a program so they're ready to get signed up. And then once you're ready to send them the link to get signed up, there's 3 different scripts that I have, and I'll provide these to you guys as well. The first script is where I'm saying something along the lines of, I'm so excited for you to join. Do you want to get signed up as a customer or as a discount member? The cost is the same, but as a discount member, you'll save 25%. The second script doesn't really give them an option. I'm just saying, awesome, I'm so excited for you. I'm going to send you the link to become a discount member at the same time so that you save 25% on your purchase. Is that okay? And of course, I tell them that there's a $15.95 fee, so that's in the script I'll share with you. The third one is my favorite because it's not necessarily a discount coach, but I say, I am so excited for you to start your 21-day fix transformation. I know you're going to see amazing results. Would you ever consider sharing your fitness journey and becoming a coach at the same time? So that's more of like become an active coach on my team. But either way, I send one of those 3 scripts to every single person before they sign up with their challenge pack. Another idea that I thought was brilliant that I heard the other day is when you have challengers that want to participate in another challenge group of yours, have them sign up as discount coaches before, or discount members. Say, if you want to continue in one of my groups, you must sign up to be a discount coach or a discount member. And that way they're getting Shakeology, so you know they're going to continue to see results, and you get another discount coach. Consistency is so key with inviting, and this goes for inviting to be a discount coach, so every single time you're about to sign someone up with a challenge pack, and inviting to the actual business opportunity, which we'll talk about later. And lastly, as I mentioned, Emerald really shouldn't be that hard to achieve. I'm sure all of you guys can think of one person that's super close to you, or 2 people that's super close to you, your mom and your dad, that'll help you get to this milestone. So don't overthink it. Just come up with a list and start inviting and offer the discount membership as well. And I put this little quote at the bottom. You can do anything you set your mind to, but it takes action, perseverance, and facing your fears. I think that's a little bit intense for this conversation, but I think a lot of new coaches do fear reaching out to people and inviting people to the coaching opportunity, or they fear expanding their network. There's some part of coaching that they fear, and hitting Emerald, hitting Success Club, hitting Diamond, all of that is possible if you just face your fears and go for it. Take it away, Abby.
Awesome. So just so we stay compliant friendly, I'm going to mention 2 things. When we were talking about signing up a spouse or a parent or a sibling, just so you all know, the way that compliance works is that your credit card can only be on U+2, they call it. And those U+2s only work for your mom, your dad, or your spouse, or if you have a child that's 18 or older, okay? So a sibling technically doesn't count as a U+2 that your credit card can be under. That doesn't mean that your sister or brother can't sign up to be a coach and help you hit your goal. It just means that it cannot be your credit card that's purchasing that challenge pack. Just so everybody knows that. And also, you can be in control of, your husband or parents' account, but you also have to sign a form in the back office saying that you're the one that's allowed to talk on the phone for all that stuff, just so everybody's clear on that fun, not so fun stuff. So that's the compliance rule there. But now we're going to talk about Emerald and income growth. So for those of you that don't know, Emerald, like we talked about, is that just you and 2 coaches, but this is the first step that you have to take in your business to start earning income past commissions. So y'all know that when you sell anything through your back office site that you refer with your link, you get 25% commission, or even on challenge packs, more than that sometimes. So beyond commissions, how we make money in this business, the biggest way really comes from team cycle bonus. So to be earning team cycle bonus, we have to be an Emerald coach. So we have to get to this first rank. So we can earn team cycle bonus as an Emerald coach, and we also can maintain our carryover volume. We're going to talk about how we cycle in a minute, and that'll make more sense. But if you are not an Emerald coach, all the volume that's happening around you on your team, we all have a strong leg and a weak leg. All that volume just disappears every week when you're not an Emerald coach. But when you are an Emerald coach, that gets saved and carried over till you can cash into it. Okay. So it's super important because you guys could be earning money and we're kind of leaving money on the table every week that we're not Emerald coaches. So that's something to think about here as we move on. The other thing is when you're Emerald, you're eligible for customer leads and Success Club leads. All right. There's a lead program through Beachbody. As we all know, Beachbody is a highly reputable company that's all over the TV, right? And all over ads on Facebook that aren't from coaches, that are truly from Beachbody. And their programs are out there. People know about Insanity and P90X and the 21-Day Fix. And people are ordering off the television every single day. Those people are assigned a free coach. And if you're an Emerald coach and you're hitting Success Club, you qualify for those customer leads. So let's talk about that for a minute. So you have to have a club membership, which is that quarterly fee where you guys get to use Beachbody on demand, which is an incredible value to us as coaches and customers. We have to be a club member and an Emerald coach to qualify. The other thing that we have to do is we have to have a before picture and our bio filled out in your Beachbody profile. So make sure that, if you're shooting for Emerald and you want customer leads, you need to make sure that that happens, that you get that profile picture and your bio put in there. So there's 2 lead programs there. You have Success Club 5 for customer leads and Success Club 10 for Success Club leads. The difference between these are that customer leads, you're not going to get commission on right away. It's the Beachbody got the commission when they signed up off TV. You got assigned as their coach, but most likely they weren't on Shakeology yet. So it's your opportunity to reach out to that person and get them plugged into your challenge group and help them get hooked up with Shakeology, because we know as coaches that nutrition plus fitness plus support equals results. So they're going to get the best results when they're on Shakeology. So that gives you an income earning potential by having that. But when you hit Success Club 10 and you get Success Club leads, you're guaranteed income from those leads. Those are people on recurring Shakeology orders, people buying challenge packs, and you're guaranteed income from that. And it's actually pretty significant. I'm going to show you guys that later as well. So this is something I wanted to show you. It's actually right here in my next slide. So people often don't think the lead programs are beneficial. And when I was trying to pull up some stats for you guys, I went in my back office and I looked up the leads that I got. I hit Success Club 10 every month. And in January, I got $483 in commission from paid leads. That's nothing I sold, nothing I did. That was given to me from Beachbody for hitting Success Club 10. In February, I got $302.64. And in March, I got $259.92. So that is amazing. If you add that up, that's $963.39 in 3 months that was just handed to me from Beachbody for hitting Success Club 10 and being at least an Emerald coach. Plus, if you look at, if you sold challenge packs to hit Success Club 10, that's 5 challenge packs a month. And if it was a minimum base kit of $140 challenge pack, the cheapest one we have, that's another $600 in commission. So we're talking about $1,563.39 in 3 months, not including Team Cycle bonus or recurring Shakeology orders. And you can't access that unless you're an Emerald coach. So it's one more income earning potential that you have if you hit Emerald. And I would push for Success Club 10 when you see those kind of numbers from lead programs. The other thing I want to show you guys then with that, the income, is Team Cycle bonuses. So if you don't know, as an Emerald coach, you get $14 a cycle. As a Ruby coach, you get $16 per cycle. And as a Diamond coach, you get $18 per cycle. So if you look at this little diagram that's showing, the green dot at the top is representing that coach is an Emerald coach. Now you see there's lots of other coaches surrounding them, and all those coaches may not be their own. So their left leg is obviously their strong leg. They're seeing coaches on that side that maybe aren't their personally sponsored coaches. You see that one off to the right on the left side is probably not their coach. And some of them that go down the downline are probably not their coaches either. But all of that volume, that team volume is what we call it, adds up. And in this example, it's 540 team volume on their left leg. And on their right leg, they had 200. So how we cycle is for every 200 on our strong leg and 100 on our weak leg, we cycle one time. So if this coach was an Emerald coach, which they are, they'd get $14 for that one cycle. And then they could take out another 200 from the left because there was still 340 there. So they took out another 200 there and 100 on the right. and now they're out of volume on the right, but they cycled a second time for $14. So in this particular week, that coach made another $28 just for being an Emerald coach, okay? So as you build your organization, these numbers grow even more. Most of you on a strong leg will see more volume than that on, we'll say their left leg is their strong leg, obviously. But this is what is so cool about Beachbody, right, guys? Nobody is in a position where it's easy for them in the sense that they don't have to build it all. We all have to build our own weak leg. We all have the same exact income earning potential. But all of that volume on your strong leg can't be tapped into unless you're an Emerald coach and unless you're building your weak leg. So if that part is over your head, I'd recommend you going to your back office, listening to the videos on Team Cycle Bonus, and reaching out to your upline. There's different ways that you can strategically place over time to help you really cash in on that Team Cycle Bonus. But the important thing to note here is I just want you to see the income earning potential and know that that doesn't start until you're an Emerald coach. So let's get you there. All right, Sam, go ahead and take this part.
And just before I hop into the screenshot that you see here, I have some coaches on my strong leg that just got to Emerald, and they have $2,000 PV in their strong leg. So that is so, and like 31 last week had 35 PV in their weak leg. So they are missing out on so much money. And the reason that it's so strong is because on that strong leg, there's coaches that are working the business. So you may think right now, like, okay, great, $14 a week, that's not a lot. Or even $28, that's not a lot. But I will say that when you recruit more than just discount coaches, which we'll get into, and you actually recruit business builders, that is when your income will increase exponentially. So you really want to focus on getting those people who want to work the business. And this slide here is just showing you how truly important it is to build a team. This was my paychecks from October, one of them, where I actually lost commission. So I not only did not sell anything that week, but I also had returns. And so you can see I had negative $7. I owed Beachbody $7.51 if I wasn't where I am in my business and was focusing only on commission. You can also see that for my Team Cycle bonus, I got $1,600. So this is just showing you, like, building a team and building a strong team of coaches that work the business is where eventually, here it's my entire paycheck, but eventually it will be most of it because I do like to see some retail commission most weeks. So it's so important to grow a team, especially if you're looking for a way to use this as your full-time job or just get a stable income through Beachbody for whatever you want to do with your business. So I love talking about this because now that you're an Emerald, you are an established leader. You're saying, I'm a leader. I have 2 coaches under me. Who cares if they're discount? Lately, I've been hearing, I'm Emerald, but they're only discount. So, I mean, I'm not really a leader. Yes, you are. You have 2 coaches that are looking to you at least for fitness advice. Maybe not business advice yet, but you will get them. So now that you're an Emerald, there are a few things that you should be doing. The very first thing is become a strong Emerald. So I always suggest recruit 2 more coaches, one on your right leg and one on your left leg. That way, one coach will never dictate your rank. If you only have 2 coaches and one of them goes inactive, you will lose Emerald. But if you have 2 coaches on each leg and one of them decides to go inactive, you'll still have enough to stay Emerald. So the point here is never let one coach determine your rank. So try as fast as you can to get 2 coaches on each leg. Number 2, I wish I could put like 15 stars around it. You will not build a solid income, a solid team, or any of that on discount coaches alone. So you really need to work on business builders. And what I tell my coaches is the first 2 weeks of the month, focus on recruiting for a challenge group and hitting Success Club and signing discount coaches. The second 2 weeks of the month, focus on inviting people specifically to the coaching opportunity. And there's lots of different ways that you can do that, and we'll provide that later. But don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. even though you have two coaches, you still have a lot to offer. You know way more than what the person you're inviting to the business opportunity knows about coaching. And another tip is when you're recruiting business builders, if you're one of those people that feels like you're not yet qualified, you also just started, like say you started on Monday and you're Emerald by that Thursday, which is awesome. The way that you should think about recruiting business builders or people who want to actively work the business is think of them joining you. You don't have to be the leader right away. I always think of it as let them join you, and you guys will learn things together, run together, work with each other, set goals together. Ashley LaSure, like I mentioned, she is a 4-star diamond. She was one of my first coaches, and we did kind of like run together and learn together. And I wasn't much of a leader. If I found out something that was like really intriguing or might help her, I shared it with her. But it was really more of a partnership. It wasn't like a teacher and a student type situation. So keep that in mind if you're worried that you're not qualified to be recruiting people like that, because you are. Number 3 is set your goal date for Diamond. This is important too, just so you have something to strive for, so that you're not saying, I'd love to hit Diamond someday, like it's definitely on my to-do list, I'm going to do that. You want to have a date where you can focus on hitting that. Another reason why having a date is important is because you can then strategize your month. So it's April right now. So if you want to hit Diamond in 3 months, you can then say, okay, in 3 months, how many coaches do I need to recruit each month to reach that, or each week, or whatever your goal may be. So break it down into smaller goals. One thing that I'm doing now is I'm celebrating the coaches on my team that hit Emeralds ×2. So that all that means is they recruited 2 more coaches. And that is one step closer to hitting Diamond, because getting to Diamond is 4 coaches on each leg. So you're hitting Emerald 4 different times. So break it down into smaller goals. It doesn't need to be this big, scary, oh my God, I'm Diamond, or working towards Diamond. It's just recruiting more people 2 at a time.
Awesome. So helping your coaches get to Emerald. One thing that we recommend is that, you build your spouse to Emerald. That's one of your coaches that you're now building to Emerald as well. And to be a Diamond coach, you have to have 4 coaches on each side, but one of those on each side has to be an Emerald coach. So you're already building one of your Emeralds by building your spouse to Emerald. It's kind of generally known, but I'll say it just in case you don't ask your leader on your team, but your spouse is generally best placed on your weak leg. Okay, so if you don't know your strong leg from your weak leg, make sure you reach out to your upline coach and talk about that with them. But putting your spouse on your weak leg and then building them to Emerald is only going to help you build that weak leg volume to help you cycle. And then we're not going to get into it tonight to confuse anyone, but if you do that and you build your spouse to Emerald, make sure you talk with your upline about strategic ways that you can place coaches to kind of help you earn more money by benefiting your husband's weak leg and your own at the same time. So with that said, don't get confused. Just know your upline is here for you, and we're here to help you strategize to make this the most lucrative business possible for you. So you can teach somebody where you've been. So remember, when you hit Emerald, you can teach somebody to hit Emerald. Just like you signed up to be a coach, you can teach somebody how to sign up. Just like you got results with the 21-day fix, you can teach somebody how to get results with the 21-day fix. We don't have to be this high-level leader. We just have to be one step in front of somebody that we're enrolling, and that's all we have to do. And you already know that you're there because you're a coach and you're going to enroll a coach. Or you hit Emerald and you're going to help one of your coaches hit Emerald. So the other thing to think about is help your coaches set a goal of hitting Emerald and a date to hit it. Just like we talked about with you, whether it's you hitting Emerald or you hitting Diamond. We always say, a goal without, a time-based thing that you can really measure it by is just a wish. So we don't want to wish our way to Emerald or Diamond or wish our coaches to get there. We want to help them get there by helping them set a date and a goal that they'd like to get there by. Celebrate your coaches' victories, both big and small. That means their first challenge pack sale. Hip, hip, hooray, that's awesome. They changed a life. We need to celebrate that with them, okay? Whenever they sign their first coach, you're halfway to Emerald. We have to celebrate these things. with them. And like Sam just said, when someone gets 2 more coaches, I love that idea of, a double emerald. That's awesome. So we need to celebrate, because it does take a little while to build to diamond. Even if you're an incredibly fast builder and you want to go in this working hard, recruiting coaches every day, it's going to take you a month to get to diamond. So that might seem like a long time. If you're not going to build it that fast, it's going to take you 2 or 3 months to get there. So that might seem like a long time, and we have to celebrate the small victories along the way. So help your coach before you're about to sell something. So if you know that someone's working towards selling a challenge pack or signing up a coach, we want to make sure we help them with the scripting, like we're going to share with you guys today if you haven't seen it before, but giving everybody who signs up with a challenge pack the opportunity to become a coach for even just the savings. So help your coaches by being involved and knowing when they're going to sell something, and help them really, achieve the best thing possible for both parties. I always like to tell my coaches, you don't have to feel like you're scamming anybody by signing them up to be a coach. A coach is a savings. Like I said, that's how I signed up. I read all the fine print on Beachbody's website, and I was like, wow, it's cheaper to be a coach than a customer. I'm totally going to be a coach. I view it like if I had a coupon and I was standing in the grocery line and I wasn't going to use it, why wouldn't I give it to the person in front of me? Why wouldn't you tell your girlfriend that you had a coupon for something, right? Wouldn't you want everybody to save? So that's the way I view it, and that's kind of the heart you have to have behind it, is you're just offering somebody a deal. So make sure you're involved with your coaches and help them make those sales so they can do their best for both parties, both their customer and their own business. All right, now we're going to take a minute and just share some of the people on this call, how they recently got to Emerald, to give you guys a little bit more firsthand motivation here. Sam, do you want to have Nikki share first?
Yeah, we can just go in order of the photos, I guess. So, Nikki, I don't think, if we keep this slide up, they can't see you, or they might be able to. But go ahead, Nikki, and share a little bit about you, when you got started, how and why you decided to get to Emerald, and any tips you have.
Hi. I'm actually one of the slow growing coaches, but I signed up in, I believe it was August of last year, and I haven't moved past Emerald yet, but that was my big milestone marker. That was kind of like my way of solidifying and saying, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to back it up and just kind of make sure that I reach at least one goal. And I think I did that within my first 2 months, so not incredibly fast. And I used my family. I signed up my husband and I signed up my mom. My husband was a little reluctant because he's like, oh my gosh, we're paying, X, Y, and Z, and I don't even know if it works yet, So it took me a little bit longer to kind of get him on board. But I had watched, a bunch of videos and training things and talked to Sam about it. And the benefits down the line for signing him up now, I just felt like it was just needed to happen. Not only did it help me get to Emerald, but down the road, it's going to help me a lot, once I build my team up. And one of the big perks too, not really business related, but it brought the Shakeology in our house and programs in our house. And, while it's taken 6+ months, my husband's now using it daily, and he's not doing the workout programs. He's still really intimidated by it, but he is definitely using the shakes every day. So it's really solidifying the lifestyle change that I wanted when I first signed up. I didn't sign up really knowing if I wanted to work the business or not. And then I was watching Sam grow and different people on the team grow, and that's what I wanted for myself. So, there's so many benefits with it, and it's just the confidence of being able to say, I'm an Emerald coach. You can kind of downplay it like some of us do. I sometimes do. But, you can use that to your advantage, and, it sounds like you really have it all together, even if you're really scared and nervous to talk to somebody about it. you can say, well, I'm an Emerald coach, and it sounds a little bit more solid. So just use it for all its benefits, and that's pretty much all I can say about it.
Thanks, Nikki. Yeah, I mean, you bring up a good point. Like, as soon as you do hit Emerald, it is a confidence booster. You're like, yeah, I just got to the very first rank. I can totally recruit more coaches, or I can totally hit Success Club again. So, yeah, I mean, there is like the morale side of it too, of achieving a rank. So, good point. So our next speaker is Mallory. She's also one of my coaches. Mallory, do you want to hop on and share a little bit about you, your tips, how you got there?
All right. Hi, everyone. I also started as a discount coach. For about 4 or 5 months, I was a discount coach, not wanting anything to do with active coaching. Then one night, I was just sitting home watching TV, thinking, okay, I already work out. I'm already drinking the Shakeology. Let's give it a try. So I jumped right in. My first person that I went to was my mom. I asked her if I wanted to get her healthy, so I asked her to do the 21-day fix with me. So for 21 days, I went to her house, worked out with her. She lost 10 pounds. It was wonderful. So then I told her that she had to buy her own because I wasn't going to keep going to her house every day to work out with her. So that was my first challenge pack, and I signed her up as a coach. My second one was through my boyfriend, Ben. I had a person before him, but she wasn't interested in the coaching aspect. And I got that person interested by finally asking Sam to do a post about me, a welcome coach post. I declined the first time she asked because I wasn't ready to be publicly known as a coach on Facebook. I was kind of just doing it through family at first. Then I decided I was ready for her to introduce me. And that got a lot of engagement. My cousin asked me what was going on. I had a couple people at school that I work with ask what the coaching was all about. So I was able to get some people through that. So my second coach that I had was my boyfriend, Ben. He liked the Shakeology. He was drinking some of mine. And I wanted another workout program. So I purchased a challenge pack under his name. And then I signed him up with his flavor of Shakeology, and I got my 21-day fix extreme through him. After that, all of my coaches that I have so far have come from my challenge groups. I always encourage them to sign up as a discount coach to save the 25%. And also signing Ben up, I've been able to sign 2 coaches underneath him. So that has given me 1 Emerald coach on my left leg. So I'm currently 2 coaches away from achieving Diamond. As Nikki said, I also did the same thing. As soon as I achieved Emerald rank, I acted like it was a really big deal. I changed my profile picture to let people know that I was a legit coach. I achieved a rank. Even though it was only 2 coaches, they didn't need to know that. I made myself look better. So I've changed my profile picture, left it up for a bit, and got a little bit more engagement that way as well. So that's how I hit my Emerald, and I'm working hard to achieve Diamond, hopefully within the next month.
Nice. Thanks, Mallory.
Sure.
Yeah, Mallory's a great example too, because like she said, she was a discount coach initially, purely like only was using the discounts, and she still was able to build a business, and she's so close to Diamond. So if some of you on this call are thinking about working the business, it's never too late. You can move just as fast as a brand new coach, and it's really all about making that commitment and the decision and then running with it. And then I think the other one was Sarah from your team, Abby.
Yeah, Sarah McGee. Sarah,
Hi, everybody. Here I am. I know sometimes it's hard to find people on these screens when there are so many of us. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. I was a discount coach for years, over 2 years. I don't know my actual date, but I was just really hesitant. I just didn't really think that I had enough to share, and I know Abby in real life, and she was kind enough to say that she believed in me and that I probably could make a difference. And really, that's all it took. I mean, I think almost everybody likes to be a helper and likes to be useful and wants to affect change for other people as well. So I decided that I would just go for it. My husband actually is a financial advisor, and so he has a lot of federal actually limitations on what he can and cannot do as far as side business. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to sign him up, and I was a little bit worried. But again, Abbey had explained to me the importance of hitting Emerald. So I talked with my mom a little bit about it, and she wasn't interested in doing anything at that point. So I asked her if I could just be in charge of her account and kind of use her name but control everything, and she agreed. So that was one coach. And then I was able to ask a friend that I knew had been on the Shakeology for quite a while if she would be interested in signing up. And, you know, it's kind of interesting because she is not on Facebook. She is not a social media person at all. But she said that she would do it just for the savings. So I was able to get my 2 coaches in a fairly short amount of time, which is really helpful. And since I've been ordering the Shakeology for my mom and everything, I've gotten her, I forget who it was, the first person I think that spoke, saying that just having it in the house really impacted the lifestyle. And for my mom, that was true. It started showing up. So she started drinking it, and she just completed her first round of 21-day fix. And she's getting more and more active in talking with people. So even though she had no interest at first, we're 5-6 months into this, and she is starting to think about becoming a more active coach. So even though it might take you a little bit more time than what you want, some of us are slower than others, and it takes us a while, but we might get there eventually. So don't take your no's to heart, I guess.
Thanks so much for sharing, Sarah. That was great. I did have one other person that did want to share because I see you're on here. Jen, Christy, do you hear me? Are you muted? Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I never do this on my phone, so I didn't know what I was doing. I'm on my phone. Sure, I can share if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead. I'd love to hear you. Did she go away? Did she disappear?
Wait.
She's muted, I think.
I don't see her anymore.
I'm here. Can you hear me
Are
now?
you there?
Okay, yeah. There you
Go ahead, Jen.
Okay. So I started coaching about, I got Shakeology about a year ago, but I didn't really do anything with it right away. I tried for a little bit, but I didn't really sell any challenge packs and got kind of discouraged. So I just kept drinking it. And then Abbey and I had talked because I really wanted to do something with the business, and she just kept telling me to be consistent and to believe in myself, and she kept telling me that she believed in me. So I kept just like being consistent with my workouts and doing my power hours with the timed way that she had showed us. And I was kind of getting discouraged again because I was like, I'm talking to people every single day, and people aren't signing up. And then last month when 22-Minute Hardcore came out, I had messaged some people just to be in like a test group with me, and I hit Success Club 5 in like 2 hours just talking to people. And that was my first time hitting Success Club 5, but I also hit Emerald because they both signed up as discount coaches. So I guess my tip would be consistency is key, and even when you don't see it, you'll eventually reap the rewards. Just keep focusing on adding value to people's lives and just talking to people constantly. So being consistent.
Thanks so much for sharing, Jen. I love your story, and I think it's so important for people to hear that regardless of how long it takes you or when you decided you wanted to actively work this business, it's possible for anybody when you decide to believe in yourself and do the work that it takes to get there. So I'm going to look through the chat, or if you've been looking through it, Sam, to see if there are any questions before we give these guys a call to action and let them go tonight.
Yeah, I've been looking through a few. One of them asked, about the U+2 program, or not program, but like how you can have your credit card on up to 3 accounts, including your own. She asked if her fiance could be on her card, and I do that with mine. I did actually just get an email the other day from compliance, and they said, we've noticed that Harrison Penkoff has used your credit card number. Please confirm who this is, and like if they should be on your U+2. So I just sent them an email back saying, yes, he's my fiance. And then it was fine. So, and you can even email compliance before that happens and say, hey, Beachbody, Harrison Penkoff and Patricia Hawley are going to be my 2 people that can use my card. So that way you don't have to wait for an email from them or be nervous that you might get in trouble for something you might be doing or not be doing.
Great.
Boyfriend, Harrison was my boyfriend for a long time before he was my fiance, and my card was also on that account. So I think boyfriend should be fine, again, as long as you tell compliance who it is.
So just so you know, guys, I wouldn't put boyfriend on there. Personally, I had a lot of people get emails that they did send them back on. You know, I think depending on who the compliance person that sends you an email, they might be more lenient than others. But I think it's pretty strict to the marriage thing. And if you're a fiance, they're like letting that go. But I wouldn't do it on just a boyfriend. You know, I just talked to your boyfriend about using their own card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that a big part of this is that some people were using their card on their coaches, like not family, just like random coaches to make them active and like for the wrong reasons. And so that's really what it's preventing.
Exactly. Awesome. So Sam, you want to go through the call to action and I'll read through this to make sure there's nothing else in the chat.
Yep. Can you just bring it up on the screen?
Oh, yes.
So we feel like this call is all great. Hopefully you guys got a lot of tips and all of that from it, but we have a challenge for you guys to really move your business forward, because if you don't take anything from this call and put it to action, your business will stay where it is. So one challenge that we're giving you to help you boost your business is to send 30 coach recruiting invites by Sunday evening. And this is not discount coaches. This is, I mean, I was thinking it would not be discount coaches. I was thinking it should be business building invites, which yes, it is a little bit scary, especially for new coaches. If that's hard for you, I guess we can include discount coaches, but 30 of them, 30 coach invites by Sunday. And we want you to send the list of 30 names, whether it be a screenshot because you wrote them down on pen and paper, or on your phone or whatever. Write down your 30 names and send them to your upline coach. Of those 30 names, also let us know, like, did all 30 say no, which means they'll reach out to them next month? Did 3 of them sign up? Give us a little update on, of those 30, what was your results? And then we also just have some strategies for you guys to use to help you do it. The first tip or idea is to first, before you even invite anyone, make a list of everyone that you're going to invite. So before sending anything, think of your high school friends, sports friends, college friends, work friends, your florist, your dentist, like all of these people. Make a list of 30 names and then go through, invite them, and check them off. A different idea is, instead of doing that, just keep a list, which you should be doing anyways because it's our challenge, but write down the names so that you can see, like, okay, great, I'm on 15 names, I'm halfway done. Fill out the 15 more names after you invite them. You can choose to do 30 invites tonight, or you can choose to do 10 invites a day, or whatever fits into your schedule. We don't want this to be a burden on you guys. We really do want it to move your business forward, but make it work for you. So find the time in your schedule, and I shouldn't say find the time, make the time in your schedule to send out these invites. And lastly, myself and Abbey are going to create a list of invites that we specifically use. We have them all together. I just need to compile it, and then I'll send it to you guys. But we encourage you guys to look through them and just copy and paste. I do suggest personalizing a little bit. If you know something about someone, include that in there so it doesn't seem scripted. And if the way that we talk to our potential clients or coaches isn't the way that you talk, definitely change it, because they're going to be able to notice. But these scripts are to guide you and to help you. So go through the whole list that we have. And they're also separated by category. So someone that you've never talked to, someone that you have already built a relationship with, someone who told you no in the past. So kind of go through those 30 people that you have and send a script to them that you think would be most fitting for them. And if you don't need a script, that's awesome. Use your own script, because that will come across as more genuine and they can tell that it's from you. So, and we'll provide that too after this call. I'll compile it and then send it to Abbey.
That's awesome. And the one thing I'll add to that, guys, is that, I was looking at some of your faces when we threw out that challenge, and most of them looked like this. If you can see me on the screen, you were like, and your jaws like dropped to the floor. But this is what I want you to think about right now. I want you to be honest with yourself and ask yourself 2 questions. In the past week, how many people have you invited to the coaching opportunity? Many of you will probably say 0 in your head and not out loud, right? And maybe if I ask you, since you've been a coach, how many people have you asked to the coaching opportunity? You might be like, definitely less than 30, Abbey, and you're asking me to do that in 3 days. So what I want you to think about is this. If you don't set goals that scare you, they're not good enough goals, in my opinion, okay? Because I set goals that I kind of know I can't reach. Because guess what? When we push for those goals, wherever we end up is going to be a way better place than where we were sitting, right? You've got to push yourself out of that seat. And even when we fail, we're failing forward, because maybe in 3 days, you guys asked 10 people to the coaching opportunity and you would have usually asked none. That's awesome. And you pushed your business forward. So don't view it as something that's unattainable. View it as a goal that you're pushing to see how many people you can ask. One of the things I also do, which Sam was talking about, is that I make a list in my notebook for whatever my goal is. So say I'm going to ask 30 people to the coaching opportunity, whatever it is. And I number down my notebook 1 through 30. And then I sit there, and as I invite people, I fill it out, because it's motivation to me to see how many I've done and how many I have yet to do to reach my goal. So I just want to push you guys and motivate you to know that you can do this. Everything that scares you, the people that you think, I don't know about inviting them, what are they going to say? Those are the people you need to invite. Those are going to be your rock star coaches someday, okay? And remember that no's, in my book, are just as good as yeses. No's are an opportunity to talk to them again next month and to invite them to this amazing opportunity that we have. And the very last thing I'll say, I love to talk, then I'll shut up, is that, I want you to think about why you became a coach. Every time you sit down to invite people to the coaching opportunity, take a moment and ask yourself, why did I become a coach? Take a minute and ask yourself, where would I be if somebody didn't ask me to be a coach? And remember this amazing opportunity that we have to truly pay forward and help people. That's what this is all about, is helping people. So I hope you guys got some great takeaways tonight. I don't want to keep this call going any longer, but if you have questions, please reach out to your coach and they'll get them answered at the end of this, or post them in whose ever team page and we'll get your questions answered, and we'll make this recording available for you guys as well, and those templates later tonight in our team pages for you guys to use as scripts, okay?
All right. And one last tip I have for you guys is, if your team was not on this call, we'll post the recording and share it with your team, because this is super important for you to hear, and also super important for any of your downline coaches to hear. So share away. We hope our whole entire team sees this call. And thank you also, guys, for hopping on. We know that it went a little bit long tonight, and this definitely is time of your night that you didn't need to be on this call. So thank you guys for prioritizing your business tonight and joining us.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. Have a great night. Bye.